once that gets going. All right, so here we go. Um, Good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Rush, and I am the buyer on this project with the Office of Contracting and Procurement. On behalf of the City of Detroit and our Chief Procurement Officer, Ms. Sandra Stahl, I'd like to welcome everyone to this pre-bid conference for paint supplies and repair services for the Department of Construction and Demolition. I'm going to go ahead to this next slide here. Briefly go over the agenda here. We're going to go over introductions, um, overview of the RFQ, um, or I'm sorry, the RFP, uh, the project background and description of needs, and we'll do questions and answers. Um, if everybody wants to introduce themselves with the City of Detroit.
My name is Ron Albert. I'm with Facility Maintenance for the City of Detroit.
My name's
Uh,
Nicole Pistiva. I also work for Facility Maintenance, City of Detroit.
Nick Payne, City of Detroit.
Awesome. I'm going to go over the overview of the pre-bid process. This call is being recorded. Please add your name and company or organization that you represent to the chat here. All bidders are encouraged to ask questions. You may enter them into the chat at any time. Um, all responses to questions during this meeting will be unbinding. For binding responses, please submit your questions to the Oracle platform. There you will receive all your binding responses. And those responses will be added as an addendum later on. I'm going to go over the due dates we have here. Questions for this RFP are due Thursday, March 27th, 2025 by 3 p.m. Eastern Time. As I stated, all questions are to be submitted through Oracle. If you're looking for the binding response, you must submit your question through Oracle. The answers to those questions will be made available Tuesday, April 1st, 2025 by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And quotes are due Tuesday, April 15th, 2025 by 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This bid is not grant funded, so equalization will apply. So if you have your CREO information, please make sure that is submitted with your submission. To slide 4. Minimum qualifications that we have for this particular bid. Qualifying vendors must have 5 years experience providing paint supplies and repair services for power washers, paint tools, and sprayers. In order to provide proof for this experience, you must provide 3 references of related scope and work. Qualifying vendors must be located within a 25-mile radius of the City of Detroit. And qualifying vendors must also be able to deliver to the requested address of 6333 Huber Street in Detroit, Michigan. Also, qualifying vendors must have requested supplies in stock and available for pickup when necessary. Your proposals must include the address for that pickup location. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the department so they can give you some more insight on the scope of work.
More.
Go on, you can go next.
Oh no, go ahead, Ron.
So what we're looking for, this is primarily a contract to supply paint and any type of other surface coatings, along with, brushes, sprayers, whatever we may need to accomplish our tasks. We have, I don't know, upwards around 200 buildings. We manage all the assets for the City of Detroit Police Department, Fire Department. And, they are older buildings, so they always need a little bit of care as far as regarding paint, and other apparatuses, other things, other applications that it would need to apply to different surfaces pertaining to a building.
Yep. And
That'd be
as you
it.
guys probably have noticed, the RFP request is kind of divided into two parts. You have your exhibits, which are intended to give you the information regarding the services we're requesting, as Ron mentioned, and then we have our attachments, which are the documents we request that you complete and return along with your proposal. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go over some of the attachments and some of the things we're looking for. Attachment A is our exhibit, our sample price sheet. For this section, we ask that you provide your standard price per unit for the following sample items for the purpose of evaluation. These items generally include just paint, primer, rollers, etc., and the other items that we mentioned that we're looking for under this RFP. In addition, we're asking for your hourly rates for any on-call, on-site equipment repair or in-shop equipment repair services that you may offer. On attachment B, we're just asking for a simple staff roster. So for any individuals who may be performing services under this RFP, we're asking that you provide their staff name, their position and title, their years of experience, any accreditations, licenses, or certifications they may have, and any Detroit residency information. An important item to note on this is we are looking for more than just, any field staff you may have, anybody who will be responsible for, managing this project as a project manager, or your back office staff who will be submitting invoices for this project. Please feel free to include them as well. Attachment C is our experience and reference sheet. We're asking that you provide up to 5 references. For each reference, we ask that you provide your client's contact information, any applicable contract numbers, the term of service, the contract amount starting and ending, a summary of the services provided, a summary of the number of facilities serviced, and then any citations or violations that you may have received when performing your services. Attachment D, we ask that you provide resumes or CVs for any members that you identify as being a part of your leadership team. This just includes their title, their employment history, and their education and training. Leadership positions may include president, vice president, controller, safety officer, etc. An important item to note, if you are a nationwide conglomerate, we don't necessarily need the resume of the CEO of the entire company, but of the leadership team identified, local or state. And then attachment E is just our general affidavit. We ask all of our respondents to complete, just basically stating that you're an authorized representative of your company who is qualified to submit the bid, and that you understand the services that you are bidding on. And with that, I will pause. Do you have any questions for us?
One question for you guys. I see in the bid there, a lot of it's like generic as just like color. Is there any standard of like quality of paint that you guys are looking for, or anything that you can provide me on that, so I'm not just shooting in the dark on the quality that you guys are looking for?
As far as quality, it varies. I guess, I mean, we have, do we have a list? Because we did have a list at one time, Nick, as far as, and then that gives you comparable bidding if they just go off that list.
I haven't seen a list. If you have a list, we can share that and add that to an addendum.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've met with a couple of the guys from the city like during the contract this year, and it's kind of up for interpretation, like you said, depending on the building and what it's used for. I know like Doug Bush, he was preferring to work with our super paint, but not always, the most cost effective product, right? So it's kind of like our mid tier. So that's why I want to make sure I'm getting you the right stuff on this quote.
Yeah, and just for the price sheet, this is just a sample price sheet for the purpose of evaluation. We understand pricing for different items will vary as we order it.
Yeah, and then in our reality, Cody, if you just put down what you're bidding on, that gives us a idea. And if someone else had something different, we still have a comparable price because we would understand what they're doing also.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, anything else from the department? Nope.
I don't have anything
ahead.
else.
Okay. So I'm gonna just go over those dates again. As I stated earlier, um, questions are due Thursday, March 27th, by 3 p.m. Um, answers to those questions will be made available Tuesday, April 1st by 3 p.m. and quotes are due April 15th, by 3 p.m. Because this is a request for proposal, we will be evaluating this bid. The criteria for this bid would be based on experience, which will be 30 points, capacity, which will be 20 points, and pricing, which will be 15 points, all totaling 65 points. If you have any questions, as I stated, feel free to ask at any time. Only binding responses or only questions that are looking for binding responses, uh, those should be submitted on Oracle. I think that will conclude our conference. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If not, that's all we got for today.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you
All
for
right,
coming
thank
out,
you,
Cody.
everyone.
Thank you.